Hi, I'm Construction Gamer, and this is the UK Northern Powerhouse on Transport Fever 2. This is episode number 18 in the series, and in this episode I actually want to rebuild a section of track that we built quite a while ago now. We built the whole of the East Coast Main, not the whole of it, but the East Coast Main line from Darlington in the north down as far south as Grantham in the south, and I want to start rebuilding that now, making it a little bit more realistic, as we have done with this Norton Bridge junction over here, just north of Staffordshire. Why is the game paused? You're not going to see much happening with the game paused. There's not a lot going on at the minute. What I have done is I've extended what is currently, I know it's not in 1965, but it's a London North Western Railway service from Liverpool Lime Street, calling Runcorn, Hertford, Crewe, and then Stafford. Obviously, in real life it calls a lot more stations, well, not a lot more, but it calls a couple of stations more on the way. I'll be adding Liverpool South Parkway as a calling point at some stage as well, but really that isn't doing very much at all at this stage. So yeah, we haven't. Oh, here we go. We've got a 37 on the route. I did electrify the West Coast Main line, and I did have some electric services running, but they were just hemorrhaging money, so I've converted it to 3 cars with a 37, so I've got a driving brake standard open on the front, and that acts as a reverser, so the train will actually go backwards with that on as that goes off into the distance. So I've planted a few trees, it's bedded into the landscape now. This little spur goes off to Stoke at some point. Stafford, I've put in a fake station so trains can come off and then come back round to go off in the right direction. So the way I've got it set up, these are the up-down fasts and these are the up-down slow. So this London North Western Railway service, which is somewhere, is on the up-down slow. So in order to make that work, I have had to do some horrendous junction work at Crewe. It's not pretty, but it does the work. That does the job, I think. Well, I haven't tied in Manchester yet. But you can see here. I mean, these aren't up down slows or anything at this point, I don't think. And then it comes in. He's going to pull into this platform here, which is going to be the sole up platform or southbound platform, unfortunately. So could potentially have some issues in the future, but we do have some bypass lines here as well. So there'll be what are now Avanti West Coast services which don't stop at Crewe, will go down these 2 platforms. So this guy here now is going to switch over onto the up fast or the up slow, because he's a stopping service eventually. I mean, it doesn't really matter too much because obviously there isn't anything between Crewe and Stafford, but I just like to have it on the correct track. So yeah, that's how he does that. I've double slipped all these as well. I'm not a huge fan of double slips because they can be quite an aggressive turn out, but in this case I think it's the only way we can do it. This track here is the down fast from what would be the Euston to North Wales Chester service is going to be coming down the down fast, and then it needs to get over off into this far platform here, and then that goes off towards Chester eventually. So you can see it's really quite complicated trying to get the not just the train stopping in the right platforms, but also making sure they go onto the up down fasts. So it's, yeah, I couldn't really I looked at the route utilisation study, which does have a diagram of the West Coast Main line, but it all looked a bit upside down to me, so I've just kind of done my own thing. So the tracks don't become up down fast until south of Crewe, so that's why we've got these, like if you've got a train coming, this would be the up fast down the middle, and then he needs to slew over onto this, which is then the up fast, and then again this is the down fast, so he needs to slow over down the centre bypass tracks if they're not stopping at Crewe. So hopefully that will work. That's a Stoke branch, and then that's the Shrewsbury branch, and that's the Manchester branch, and then that's the Chester branch. So I think I've managed to get it in place. I will show you the signalling. It's hopefully correct. We've got quite a big block section here when trains are going to be going all over the place, and other trains are going to have to wait, unfortunately, but that's the way we've got things arranged. So that's the West Coast Main Line. I'm going to leave the West Coast Main Line for now. Head over. Oh, I didn't like that, did it? To, where are we going? Doncaster. Selby. Right, so what I wanted to do was, I think the first thing I want to do is rebuild York, and we've got a train inbound, so I'm going to have to pause the game. Bye bye York. Demolish the track. Now, I've known all along that York is a curved station. It's quite famous for its kind of curved look. I didn't realise just how strange the tracks in and out of York actually were. Do I want to demolish bits of York just to make it a little bit? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I'm going to demolish York. Just upset everything, I know, but it's done now. So basically, yeah, York is a curved station, and unfortunately we do not have curved stations on Transport Fever 2, and it is very unlikely that we ever will, just because of things with geometry and things I don't really understand. But yeah, with the modular part of the game, it's just really difficult to make curved stations work. So what we're going to do is we're going to cheat a little bit. We're going to have a station on a bit of an angle. Now the approach to York is quite weird, I think, looking at the maps and things. I've been using Rail Map Online. Somebody in the comments a while ago left a comment saying, have you been using, or did you know about Rail Map Online? And I've forgotten all about it, to be honest, so good. Thanks for reminding me about that, because it is a really useful tool in order to get the tracks sort of in a sort of realistic sort of look. Not wholly realistic, but we want some semblance of realism within the scale. So yeah, I've been using that. You can turn on old rails, you can turn off them and turn new ones on, so you get a full view of the whole history basically of British Railways. I'm just working off what are the existing rails. I'm not going for historic ones other than the Woodhead route, because I thought that was something people wanted to see, and we did have the trains to run on it as well, so that's a little bit different. But I'm not going for routes that are now closed, apart from that one. That's a special case. But yeah, you can go and you can put satellite on as well, so you can get a satellite image of the town, and you just see how everything works. Because if you just looked at the map itself, overlaid on top of the usual street map, it can be a bit overwhelming, because it shows you literally every single track there is. So this is how we're doing it. We're doing that. We're going to, I think we will actually get rid. Yeah, I know. We'll get a refund now. It doesn't really matter too much. What colour do we want it? I'm just going for blue on everything. I think it just fits all. So yeah, plopping that down on an angle like that. So it looks a bit odd, and that's because the approach is odd, but it's a curved track, a curved station, like I said. So yeah, it's got a bit distracting, and we will have like a curve running into the station like this. 60, not amazing, but I think pretty much every single service will be stopping at York, so it doesn't matter if it's too slow. And then it does it doesn't do a weird thing, it just kind of, you'll have a little bit of a curve like that. I'm not entirely sure, which I should have looked, if the East Coast Main Line is double tracked. Double track, quadruple tracked, is it? I will check. Right, I have checked, and it is from south, going south from York, it is quadruple tracked down to the junction by Selby. I'm not entirely sure what the junction is called, but then it's just before the Leeds branch. It then goes to 2, and then it goes to Selby, and then it goes 4 again. Not entirely sure what the up down fasts are going to be like on that or anything like that. I should check, but as we're having the this is a bit, I'm trying to make this look a bit like it does in real life, but it's actually quite tricky because it is quite a severe curve. I'll keep that flat. So yeah, as we're having the West Coast Main Line 4 tracked, then it's only right that we have the East Coast Main Line similarly. So yeah, I'm just keeping the station 4 track to keep things simple. Just trying to have a little bit of a, it doesn't look anything like it. Yeah, this is trickier than I thought it was going to be actually. I think if we do that, have quite a severe corner, and then have the straight track, it might look a little bit better. I didn't want to spend all my time just messing around with York, to be honest. I'm going to have those 2 tracks go off to meet up with that. And then I think I'll just have these, for now, just merge in. Not at 46 miles per hour we won't, we can do a faster turnaround than 60. What I'll do, I suppose, for now, because I didn't check if the northbound section was 4 tracks, so we'll just do that for now and then we'll check later on. Like that, I mean it's not ideal, so we've got to be somewhere around there eventually. 90, and we need to have a decent speed, I think. So we'll have it like that at 90, just maybe a little bit more, like so. Like that. And then we'll head off, not on a huge viaduct, we won't. We'll head off a bit like that. Yeah, that's not too bad. Hopefully we'll get into the right sort of direction. Where are we going? We're going over here. Yeah, that's alright actually. We'll have to build it bit by bit so we don't get any massive unnecessary structures. Yeah, hopefully I've got time to get as much of this done as I can, because I would have liked to have got the junction by Selby finished. Oh, what's that doing? No, go down. So I might just treat this like the West Coast Main Line, so we'll have this as a pair of tracks, so this will be an up down to about there. Yeah, why are you doing that? You don't need to do that. Right, so let's get this on the right sort of approach. Might need to lower those tracks there a little bit, but this, am I doing this right? I don't think I am. Don't feel like I'm doing it right. Again, I do have a trusty diagram, but it is right. So yeah, this curves in to this bit here. So get rid of all this. I mean, doing all this really isn't hugely necessary. It doesn't allow us, doesn't really expand the network very much. But once we get the kind of the Leeds branch in, we can start putting in some services. Like we can do a Liverpool to what would be a Liverpool to Newcastle service. Obviously, it's just going to terminate at Darlington, and it just expands the network that way a little bit. So Selby is a bit weird. It means, yeah, we're going to have to rebuild this as well. Get rid of all this. So yeah, this is possibly a little bit more complicated than I appreciated. But it basically kind of comes out Selby and does a 90-degree turn like that, and then heads off, and that steel mill's in the way. I could potentially use, no, I think, no, ooh. Damn, he's in the way. Right. Let's move Selby a bit further north. Yeah, I could potentially use sandbox mode, but don't really want to have to do that. I think we can just move Selby a little bit further north, and that should allow us the space that we need to do what we need to do. So we need a building which is blue. Keep it 2 tracks. It's a regional station, so it's 160 meters. No, it's 160 meters. And then put it about there. We will have to put a bus in, unfortunately, but it's not the end of the world. So go straight, 90-degree turn, and then it is pretty much a straight run down. Then, and that's as far as can work out. That's like the East Coast Main Line then, like so. Double track all this all the way up to Selby, and then we need, yeah, it goes like that, and then we have like a trumpet junction coming out of there. That heads off like so. Come on, where's the switch? There. And then that runs off to there. Did I build that? No, I didn't. Helps if you build it, and then run this from here to there. I'm not hugely worried about the speeds on this. Just want to get it built. And then what does that do? It goes, the East Coast Main Line goes over this, which is like completely in the wrong place now, but never mind. We'll kind of run it towards there like so. Actually, that's, ooh, I don't know about that. Don't know if this is electrified or not, but I'm guessing it isn't. Yeah, I'm guessing this branch isn't electrified. It's only electrified once it becomes the East Coast Main Line. So I'll unelectrify that, I think, for now. Get the track in. No electrification. Build track, that's better. connect that up, and we'll just chuck that in there because we're single track for the minute. Junction signals, get a signal in, one way signal, yes please, like that. Right. Yeah, because I haven't, like I said before, I haven't been to the East Coast other than to Leeds, which is about as far east as I've been on any particular rail journey, so I've always had this vision in my head that the East Coast Main Line is dead straight for most of its length, when really it's not. While it's straighter than the West Coast Main Line for sure, it's not really kind of dead straight for its entirety. But we do want to make sure that 125 miles per hour is achievable like that. And then where's the other bit? Like that. Right, so that hopefully is a little bit more realistic, and now we want a pretty quick junction coming out of here. 120, that I think I will live with that as a turnout speed. Yeah. Upgrade. So we want to, I think, I'm not entirely sure, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure we want something like that. We don't want electrification, but we do want electrification on this bit, that bit. Might just have to electrify those two little bits there. I mean, we're not running electric trains at the minute, they're just 37s, but I do want to start getting electrification in. I'm not entirely sure actually if this becomes 4-track. I will double check that at some stage, but I'm not. Have we joined a bit late? Yeah, I think we could have joined a bit sooner than that. So, right. So from about, let's say about here, hopefully we can still get a decent, that'll do. Not going to complain about that speed for a junction. Alright, get that over there like that. I'm going to have to upgrade it, because I'll just forget, and it's just doing electrification after you've built the line can be a bit of a pain sometimes, so we'll do the junction anyway. Get that in there, and then we'll turn on electrification for this bit, which is coming up to here, and then yeah, we'll do that like that. Yeah, this is more complicated than I actually thought. I thought doing Norton Bridge was going to be difficult, but this is turning out to be a little bit of a pain. Right, so we'll do 125 mile an hour curve there. Is that 100? Yeah, that'll do. Right, and then we'll get our bridge in over the Selby to Leeds branch, like so, keeping that level, and we'll have, I think, I would love to have girder bridges by now. We'll just have something that looks a bit like that. Not entirely sure. I'm not sure if girder bridges are ever going to be released for this. What speed is that saying? 50. 100, that's it. That's fine. Now, what we need to look out for is how steep this is, because we've got to get in some chords as well, or junctions, which obviously need to be flat. So we have one coming off this way like that, which needs to kind of mirror. You can do junctions on slopes as long as they mirror the incline, I think. Oh, no, maybe not. Too much slope. Yeah, we can do that. Where's the thing? See, we can do it. It's fine. Let's take a look at it. Yeah, that's fine. And then hopefully we can try and get this down to here sufficiently quick enough, which we can, which is great. And then we're just going to have junction onto there. Not entirely sure how much use this junction is going to be, but it's there in real life, so I will put it here like so, and then we will zoom in, just double check that junction. Yeah, it does do a bit of a weird, it does a very weird thing there actually. Why is it doing that? That's not necessary, is it? Oh, we have an autosave. I'm sure these autosaves are getting longer and longer as the game progresses, and we're not even that far into it. Let's double check this. What does that look like before I commit to it? That's better. Like so. And then we've got another one which comes off here this time. Like so. Obviously that needs to go uphill quite a lot. You can do it, it's fine, don't worry. Right, so we've got our, oh come on, right, let me do it this way. See, he's snapping there, it's fine. Don't know what I was moaning about. Right, get that on there. Just do a little bit of a scan, make sure we don't have any ballast fouling the track, and then again we will come down. Ooh, what's that? Does that work? No, that's hideous. Right, so what we will do is cancel that off. Cancel that off. Put in a little bit of a track like that, and then hopefully, oh, that's nice. It's all worked. Oh, hold on, spoke too soon. What is wrong? Construction not possible. It is. It is possible. What? Let's try and put that in, and then that's fine. There we go. What are you moaning about? Let's just double check that before we call that success. That looks fine. Yeah. Ooh, no, that's not good at all. Do that again. Right, so something like that to about there. Flat. And then bring that round. And then connect that up. Like that. Is that alright? I think it is. Okie dokie, so apart from that, which I don't know what that is, that's just weird. Yeah, I think that's actually not too bad. It's saying it's quick. It just looked like it looked like a bit strange, bit of a sharp curve to me. Right, so we've got that in there, and then what we need, what this whole thing was about, was getting the Leeds branch in. So we do actually want to at least 2 track this. I'm not sure if it's 4, but we'll get that in anyway. We may as well actually, while we're about it, get it all 2 tracked all the way to Leeds. No messing about. So get that in there, connect that up to there. May as well have it high speed track now. I know we don't really need it with the class 1 and 1s that we're still running, but we may as well. So we've got that in there, and then we've got a branch which we want to make sure is nice and flat. I think it needs to be a reasonable speed as well, so we 60, 70. And then this just heads off like that, almost, towards the East Coast main line again, and then that connects up like so. And then let's try and put it in straight away. It doesn't let you do it anymore. Right, what do you look like? You looks alright, but it's a bit slow. 100. It's not too bad. Let's just check the ballast over the top of the rail. Where's the snap point, which is there, which is good. Snap that to that. Just double check first before we commit, and then hopefully it should be a reasonable speed into here. 130, which is fine, more than fast enough. Sorted. Right, so now we want some signals. One way please, and we'll have one there, and we will want one there. Should be enough space to park a train out of the way. What's that looking like? Oh god, what? I don't know why that is doing that. It's really annoying. So do this again, flat to there. You're flat, it's fine. Is it? Yeah. Find the snap point, bring that into there, like that. Just have another. No. Why are you making it so difficult? I know there's a little bit of difference in height, but it's not the end of the world. Right, so bring that down. That's probably not going to line up now, is it? But I'm not going to rest. I'm not going to sort of settle for ballast over the top of the tracks. So yeah, that's construction not possible. Yes, it is. Build it. Is that better? Better had be. Yeah, that's good. Right. That's in there, and then yeah, that in there. That to there. Just want to make sure when you've got these sorts of chords is there is enough space in this section here to park a train on, otherwise you shouldn't really put a signal on it because it will make things difficult. Now I just want to check actually buildings 240. So yeah, again we just want to make sure we've got enough space to park a train in any of your block sections that you're creating without fouling junctions. And then we'll have one facing that way. What does that look like? Oh no, that's fine. One there, one there. No, wrong way. And then one there, which is all super, and obviously we want some here as well, I guess. So we'll have one into the junction and there as well. Get all that signalled up. I'm not going to put a block section in between there or there. I think that's about fine. But we will have get all this signalled up correctly. It's not hugely important at the minute. I've got to signal this up as well. This will just have to be one big block section, I think, like that. We want to connect Selby back up to this track as well while we're at it. Let's push that right back. Oh, damn. Connect you up to there. Delete the bit of track with the train on it. Otherwise you just have a train ended up in the middle of nowhere. And then get this track connected back up to Selby. Is this electrified? No, it's not. Where's Selby? Selby is there. Connect that all back up. Like so. That was quite a lot of work actually. I thought that was going to be pretty straightforward looking at the diagram, especially compared to the likes of the Northern Bridge flyover, but yeah, we've got it in place and it's quite useful having all those junctions and things, because that now allows us to put in a service. Does it actually? I don't know. We can do something eventually. So coming out of York, I've just got those into there for now, so I'll put a couple of signals on there and then a signal into there for now. Let's just take a look at what the trains are doing. Trains, what are you doing? Let's just the ones we want to see. So East Coast Main Line. Right, so it's not happy about York anymore, so Thirsk, add station, York, Doncaster, what? Doncaster, Thirsk, York, Darlington, Thirsk, York, no, you just York. Darlington, Thirsk, York wants to be on platform 1, and then the return journey, we've got Retford, Doncaster, York, Thirsk, but you want to be on platform number 4. Ooh. What happened then? Did that work? Sort of did, sort of didn't. Yeah, that should be. Oh no, it's not, is it? Because it goes to. Right, okie dokie. So yeah, I'm going to treat these as, oh, that's just making things complicated. Right, so we're probably going over the allotted 30 to 40 minutes, which I usually give episodes these days, but I want to get this done before I wrap the episode up. So what we're going to do is we're going to treat these as an up down fast, and these are going to be an up down slow. If it's not right, I will correct it, but we haven't put that junction in because this pair of tracks, actually saying that, I thought I had built a junction, but obviously not. So these tracks here can be, the Leeds branch can have their own dedicated up down tracks, like so, and then get that up to there like that, and then that keeps everything nice and simple. So, right, now we need to re-platform these trains. So that one coming into there, and then that one's to be on platform number 2. And you don't want to be on anything, and you're still not happy. Oh yes, you are. It's coming down there. That's all fine. I think this is 4-track into Doncaster, but I will sort that out later. I think I just want to get this done, and this bit here sort you out as well while I'm here. So what's your problem? Have I put signal on the wrong? Oh, it'll be an issue with that, won't it? So right, Bradford Chase, Leeds, Selby, Hull. So you want to be on platform 2. What's up now? Shuttle to York, that's broken. Oh yeah, York hasn't got a road either. That's not really going to help get passengers into the station. So we'll chuck a bit of road in up to there. Keep forgetting about this new curve tool as well, straight line tool, which we've all been demanding for a long time, or which we finally have, and I keep forgetting it's turned on. Right, get that in there, into there. Building a bus depot thingy bob. I wish we had smaller ones, but I guess that's about as small as you're going to get it. Into there. Routes, vehicles, buses. All, what's this? York Halt, add station. Like that. That probably wants to be moved to some, but we'll just keep him happy for the minute. Harrogate, Leeds, Ilkley. What have I severed? Harrogate and Leeds. Have I severed you? Must have. Got this little bit of road here. Right, streets. We're going to need some sort of shuttle bus for Selby, because now it's a bit far away, and then just up. Junction. Can we not do? Yeah, we can. We can do stuff like that still. We'll put 2. No. They look a bit odd, these humpback bridges, but yeah, that's fine. Country road. Yeah, I was just saying about the straight road tool and forgetting to turn it off. Right, get that in there. Get this connected. Demolish that. Street. Demolish that. Street. Straight. On the level. On the level. Oh, that's awful. Back up. To the curved road into there, like so. Why is that? Oh my lord! That was supposed to be level. Let's try that again, and then I will try and wrap this. No, just want a not weird looking bit of road. How hard is it to do that? Get that into there. Delete that. Put that into there. Curved road down to there on an embankment. Right, that will have to do. I'm not doing any more. And then just get that wired up. So something like that. Bit of a curve over here into there, and we just want. I am reluctant to do kind of grid patterns, but it is the best use of the available resource land that you have, and it does encourage the best sort of development. So I'm going to have it a bit of. I'm going to have grids, unfortunately, but never mind. It's not the end of the world, is it? So that's all hooked up. He needs some sort of connection, and that's all fine. We can unpause the game, and hopefully the trains will sort themselves out. You are travelling in the wrong direction, and that needs to be sorted out, but that's all fine. That's all connected up, and we're all good. So we finally got it sorted. We've got this bit of a complicated junction arrangement there, but we've got the East Coast Main Line. I'm still not happy with that. Don't know why it's done that, but we've got the East Coast Main Line looking a bit more realistic now. Anyway, so we can wrap up the episode, and I can say until next time, bye bye.